So, good morning, students. This is Prose Tight Corners by E.V. Lucas. This prose is prescribed for 11th standard English. Okay, what do you mean by the word tight corner? Means that you are in a difficult situation, you are in a critical situation. Okay, we say the word called strangled. Okay, strangled, that you are not able to move this side or that side and you are caught up in a very difficult situation. That is what we say, tight corners by E.V. Lucas. In this lesson, he just gives an incident that happened in his life. Okay, that happened in his life where he was in a tight corner and how he had come out of that tight corner. Okay, he comes to say that tight corners means, it doesn't mean that physically you are being caught in a place. Of course, that also is a tight corner, getting caught in a physical way where you are not able to move. Okay, but here he is telling it's about mentally getting caught in a place, mentally. Okay, mentally you are being troubled and you are not able to find the solution or answer to come out of that problem. You are not able to overcome that solution. So that is what this title is. Tight corner means you are in a critical situation. Okay, this lesson is a humorous lesson. Okay, and it is by E.V. Lucas, who has several multifaceted, talented. Okay, he is a humorist, novelist, and many writers and so many things. Okay, so we can say about him in the, as usual, in the book back about E.V. Lucas. Now, starting the lesson. So I'll tell you just the gist of the story, that E.V. Lucas and his friend, they are going to a place called Christie. Christie's means it's a place where they do auction. Auction means what? Where they sell where they sell pictures. Auction means where they sell pictures for a greater rate, where one say 100, others say 200, then others say 300, and that is how the price will go up. And at a certain place, the auctioneer means one who conducts the auction. Okay, he will say once, 300 once, 300 twice, and 300 thrice. And if anybody doesn't hold up their hand, then that's the auction has completed. I hope you know what the auction is. In Tamil say Yelam. Okay, do you understand? And we are also having bidding auction. Bidding means naming money for the auction. Okay, tight corners. Many of us, just before that, you can see that many of us have unused, old but valuable items at home. We have some valuable items at home. We can see that it will be of no use. So instead of not keeping it, simply you can just come and sell it in the auction. You can come and sell it in the auction where you get some money for it. Okay, some people are there who have love for antiques. Antiques means what? Old things and all. Okay, so you get some nice money for it. That is how you will sell it. You can sell it by an auction wise. Nowadays you've got many technologies like online purchasing and everything, so you can even sell it in that way. Okay, there is also some apps for that, where you picture the articles and send it to them, so that your articles get sold. Okay, so that is what the present situation, the present technology is. Okay, if we wish to get rid of them, we can sell them at an auction. Items like paintings, jewels, household articles, vehicles, even houses can be auctioned. Even houses also, if you want, you can keep it as an auction and sell it. Okay, people are there, plenty of people are there to buy your house. Okay, if it is in a proper condition, even if it lasts, if it lasts forever, you can buy it in an auction rate. Okay, so auction means, I hope you understand, in Tamil they say Elam. Okay, so start the lesson. In Tight Corners, E.V. Lucas narrates the story how he was rescued, how he was saved from the tight corner. Okay, rescued from humiliation. Humiliation means what? Some embarrassment. In Tamil we say avamanam or something, no? That is what? Humiliation. Someone who makes you, put you into in a shame condition, where you feel so bad about yourself. Okay, humiliation. At an auction house, by a sudden stroke of luck, he has escaped from that auction. He has escaped from that humiliation. Okay, so that is what the story, that is what the incident that you have for the 4th unit, and we are going to read a bit of it. Let's read on and get to know how he got himself in a tight corner and found his way out of the situation. Okay, the talk was running on the critical situations in which we had found ourselves, those of us whose lives were adventurous enough to comprise any. So there was a talk. What talk? The talk was about how people getting into some trouble and coming out of it. Okay, so how people get into some adventurous activities. Adventurous means what? Something will be out of thrillness and also dangerous and also exciting. Okay, mostly we count it, we see it in a dangerous point of view, adventurous, and that is what which we had found ourselves, those of us whose lives, some people's lives, how they were getting into trouble and how they came out of it, how they get caught in trouble, and how they rescued, how they came out of it. That is what called. That is what the talk was about, whose lives were adventurous enough to comprise any. Comprise means what? Include. Okay, so include the situations, the problems. One man had been caught by the tide in Brittany. One man had been caught in the tide. Tide means what? Wave. Alai. In Tamil we say alai. One man has been caught in the tide. You might see people go, youngsters particularly, out of their excitement, they go inside the water and the waves will take them. The tide will be so turbulent that it will take them away. So how they had come, how they had escaped from that. Okay, so one man had been caught by the tide in Brittany. Brittany means what? It's a northwest France, given in your book bag. Brittany, which is italicized in a bold letter. The meaning is what? Northwest France. Okay, and he had been escaped by the skin of his teeth, a narrow escape. The person who had get caught in the tide has escaped by the skin of his teeth. The skin of his teeth means it is an idiom. Okay, it has a meaning. Skin of teeth means what? A narrow escape. Okay, a magical thing that you have escaped from that trouble. Okay, by the skin of his teeth. Another person had been on an elephant when a wounded tiger charged at it. Another person was on the elephant and a tiger charged at it. The tiger pounced on that person, but luckily, fortunately, he was on the top of the elephant, so he had escaped. So that also is a tight corner. Imagine if he had been down, he would have been killed. Okay, so that is what. Third, had been on the top story of a burning house. One person who had been on the top story house. Story means what? Where you can see floors and floors, one on another, first floor, second floor, third floor. That is what we say a storied building. A building which is built on one another. A story means S-T-O-R-E-Y. Okay, S-T-O-R-E-Y means buildings built on one another. Okay, built on one another. That is what story. S-T-O-R-Y means story. S-T-O-R-E-Y means buildings which are built like that. First floor, second floor, third floor. And you can see here what is the tight corner. It means one person who was on the top of the building. Okay, that building had been caught on fire. Okay, and how he had escaped. a burning house. So those were the talks. Okay, and last one, a fourth was torpedoed in the war. Fourth was torpedoed. Torpedoed means you can see in the war that they will be using submarines. Okay, submarines means it's a ship that goes under the water, beneath the water, and it charges at the opposite person. Okay, a bomb like will go under the water, that is called torpedo, which is going under the water and it attacks the enemy ship. That is what we say torpedo. Okay, so the fourth person was torpedoed in the war and hence he might have escaped. Okay, so what this stanza talks about is the people, those who had been caught in a tight corner. First one, he has been caught with the tide. Second one, he has been sitting on the elephant and a tiger charged. Third one, who was on the top story of a building and the building was caught on fire and how he had escaped. And the fourth one, how he had been attacked by a torpedo. Torpedo means what? Torpedo means it's a weapon used by submarine underwater. Okay. Okay, now we say, but you all talk, said one of the company, as though tight corners were always physical affairs. But you all talk, so that is what we can see, the narrator is saying you all talk as if tight corners means it always meant physical affairs. Physical means bodily problems, getting stuck, particularly stampede. Okay, stampede, there is a word called stampede. Okay, stampede means where people crush together, crowd of people will be crushing together and you will suffocate and you will be stifled and you will not be able to breathe. Okay, so that is what that is also a tight corner, a critical situation, and people die out of suffocation. That is physical affairs, physically. But here what E.V. Lucas is telling, it's about mental, where your mind is in a tight corner. Very simply we can say, where your mind is in it is not stable, okay, it is not cool, but it is in a tight corner, it is in a difficult situation, it is in a critical situation, it might be preoccupied with something and you will be keeping on blinking how to come out of that problem. That is what we say, tight corners mentally. Surely they can be tighter when they are mental. The tightest corner I was ever in was at Christie's. So now only we can see the author is telling, he is explaining his own his own experience where he was at Christie's. Christie's means is a place where they do auction. I told you before itself what is called auction, not action, it is auction. Auction means what we say, elam. Christie's like that, one of the friend, okay. Yes, I had been lunching. So he is telling the experience. I had been lunching. Lunching means what? Taking lunch. I had been lunching rather well at a club in St. James Street, okay, in one street in France, in London, okay. I had been lunching rather well at a club in St. James Street with an old friend from abroad, okay. He had been given a company with an old friend from abroad. They two were lunching, taking lunch and passing along the King Street which is in London, okay. Afterwards he persuaded me to look in at the sale room. He persuaded means convince. Persuaded means he convinced me to look in at the sale room where they do auction, where things will be sold, okay, at a rate. The place was full. So we can see many members are there in the auction. The place was full. They were selling Barbizon pictures. Barbizon pictures. Barbizon pictures means pictures that are being painted, school of painting. You can see French school of painters. French school of painters. Okay, they might be painting some pictures, and that pictures are called Barbizon pictures. Okay, so like that they were selling Barbizon pictures and getting tremendous sums for each picture. They were getting huge sum amount of money. Tremendous means what? Tremendous means great. A great amount of money they were receiving from the pictures that were being sold. 2,000, 3,000 for little bits of things. Then forest scenes, that picture will be of a great landscape of forest. Mountains will be there, trees will be there, water will be there, okay, seas will be there, and it will be so nice to watch. So that pictures will be sold. Okay, so those pictures, forest scenes, pools at evening, shepherdesses. Shepherdesses means what? Shepherdess means one who takes care of sheep. Okay, that is what shepherdess. Then the regular subjects. So these things were at sale, and everybody is bidding for auction. Bidding means what? Telling numbers, that 100, 200, 300, this picture, and one will say 400, and another will say 500, and at last it will go for a rate. And the final one decides, and no one is bidding after him. That sale, that picture will go to that last person who has bid the auction for the picture. Nothing went for 3 figures at all. Nothing went for 3 figures means amount. Okay, might be 1,000. Everything were 100, 200. Okay, nothing went for 3 figures at all. Well, we watched for a little while. Then I found myself bidding too, just for fun. Now the author, what is he doing? He and his friend went inside for just to have a look. But you see here what is happening. The author also, he started participating in the auction just for fun. Okay, I found myself bidding too, just for fun. Just for fun. Okay, I had exactly 63 pounds. How much is the author having? He is having only 63 pounds in his pocket, in the bag, and not enough securities to borrow 500 on. He doesn't have any security. He doesn't have any security to buy extra 500 pounds. Might be the bank himself will not be, he is not eligible to get even 500 pounds. He is having only 63 pounds in his pocket, and he is participating in the auction just for fun. Okay, and here I was nodding away to the auctioneer like a bloatocrat. He was nodding, yes, 100. Then other will say 300, and the author will say 400. The next will say 500. So he was a little bit confident that someone would definitely bid more than him. He was bidding like a bloatocrat. Bloatocrat is a word which the author himself has made. Bloatocrat. Okay, you can see in the book bag, bloatocrat means it's a mixture of 2 words. It's a mixture of 2 words. One is aristocrat. One is aristocrat and bloated. It means a person, a fat and a rich person of high station. A person who is rich, he will be fat, a bloatocrat. Okay, like a bloatocrat, this author also is bidding the auction. Okay, he is doing it just for fun. You will get caught, my friend said to me. So as usual, we have some good friends. He is having a good friend, and his friend is warning, you will get caught. No, I shan't, I said. So the author is very confident, and he is saying, no, I will not get caught. I am not going to run any risks. I will play very, very properly. Okay, very carefully. I am not going to run any risks. And for a long time, I didn't. And then a picture was put up, and a short red faced man in a new top hat, some well known dealer who had bought quite a number, electrified the room by starting the bidding at a figure at a little higher than any that he had yet given or that anything had reached. So here in this stanza, so far the bidding was going on, and suddenly one person is electrifying the whole atmosphere. Electrifying means what? Shocking everybody by bidding the most high amount. Everybody is shocked. Electrified means what? Shocking introduction. Okay, he is wearing. He is a short person, a red-faced man, new top hat. Okay, and some well-known dealer is electrifying the atmosphere by bidding at a great amount of rupee. He said, although the previous lots had run into 4 figures, now after 3 figures, 4 figures have come. Figures means amount of money, like 1000, that is what figures. Okay, so although the previous lots had run into 4 figures, they had all been modestly started at 50 guineas or 100 guineas. 50 guineas, first the 50 guineas means amount of money. We say pounds, no, we say pounds, guineas, shillings, those are the names of money. Okay, at first it starts with 50 guineas, then it raises up to 100, then 200, 300, 400 and 1000, it goes like that. Okay, so although the previous lots had run into 4 figures, they had all been modestly started at 50 guineas or 100 guineas with a gradual crescendo to which I had often been safely contributing. So he has understood the situation. The poet, the author, he has understood the situation and he has been safely contributing. Contributing means what? To give as a money. Okay, he is an average person who stands in the middle and he is shouting and bidding. Okay, safely contributing. He is playing his game very safely because he is having only 63 pounds and he is playing it just for fun. Okay, but no sooner was the new picture displayed than the dealer made a sensational bid, 4,000 guineas. The new dealer who came there is one picture displayed, okay, and he is bidding the picture. He wants that picture, so that a new dealer who was electrified, who has shocked everybody by bidding of a greater amount, he said 4,000 guineas. 4,000 guineas, he said. And here only we can see the comical part of the session, that there was a rustle of excitement. Rustle means what? Rustle means a rubbing sound. Rustle of excitement. Rustle means what? Particularly of leaves. When the wind blows, the leaves and all will move here and there and it will give one noise, that is called rustle. That is called rustle. Okay, a rustle of excitement, and at the end of it I heard my own voice saying, and 50. So here we can see that without the presence of mind, he was completely absent. The poet, the author was completely absent. The new person, he said 4,000 guineas. Soon after he said 4,000 guineas, we can see the author, he is selling 4,050. 4,050, and I think that's the thing, that's a great thing. A terrible silence followed. Everybody kept quiet. A terrible silence followed, during which the auctioneer looked inquiringly at first at the opener, the person who started the picture. The auctioneer means what? A person who conducts the auction. He is looking at the person who started, and he is looking inquiringly means questioningly at the opener, then at the company generally, the remaining person generally. To my surprise and horror, horror means what? Fear. What happened? The red-faced dealer, as usual, the great dealer, he stopped. Okay, and that is where you see the problem. What happens? Okay, to my surprise and horror, The red-faced dealer gave no sign of life. Okay, so here we can see that Lucas, he was contributing, he was telling, he was keeping on bidding, and at a point of time, the new dealer, he said 4,000, and without the presence of mind, we can see Lucas is selling, the narrator is selling 4,050, and after that he is looking forward for the new dealer. He is expecting that he would tell another amount, but there he is seeing there is no sign of life. So we can see, I hope you understand that we can see the author should pay 4,050 guineas to buy that picture. Okay. A terrible silence followed, during which the auctioneer looked inquiringly first at the opener, then at the company generally. To my surprise and honor, the red-faced dealer gave no sign of life. I realized now, as I ought to have done at first, that he had shot his bolt. He had shot his bolt. Now only he is realizing that the dealer, the new dealer, had shot his bolt. Shot his bolt is also an idiom. Shot his bolt means that he has used up all the energy. He has used up all the energy, and he is, that's all, he is not interested. Okay, so he has used up, means he has completed his auction, and now the fate has decided that Lucas has to pay 4,050 guineas to buy the picture. Okay, and I am completing this video. Remaining part we will see in the next video. We will see what happens in the next video. Thank you.